Hi friends, good week. How are you today? How was your weekend? I hope that everything is good and you are doing good. And I want to wish you a great, fantastic week. And let's go for the weekly review with our new setups and new things to follow for the upcoming week. Well, I'm talking about we are now on the 21st of March 2011. I want to start with the British pound against the US dollar. Well, after all the Japanese disaster few first days, and after all the speculations worldwide with Gaddafi and Syria and many other places getting clearer, maybe the US dollar continues to lose its power. At the very beginning of the week, it looks like now it's the US dollar time, but it actually never happened. And the US dollar continues to lose its price and lose its power. And I will go for the US dollar index chart very soon, but I want to start with the British pound against the dollar because I think that this pair is getting very interesting already. During Friday, I recommended you to watch these levels, right? To watch this. Just a second, let me copy this. All right. To watch this possible duplication here. To watch this break above this resistance, some retest, and up move. This will be 163.50 from my point of view is now the next target. Well, at the beginning of the week, I want to see how, with all the news from Libya, with Gaddafi, I want to see how the market opens. But it looks like that we are going to see the British pound raising higher and higher and higher. So this is the daily chart you saw before, the 4 hour chart, and let's see the possibilities from this trade. This is the 4 hour chart, the break above this resistance, possible retest, and an up move to 163.50. And all the indicators actually support it. We had a triple bottom here with this divergence also support, so we might see a duplication of this sideways move all the way up to 163 30 to 50, somewhere between these levels during the next days. On the daily chart, right, the possible up move also looked good and they look very logical, as you can see with all the indicators here. But I do recommend you to see how this pair will act if it reached this level, because we do have some potential divergence being created and completed here, as you can see. Right? I don't say it will happen, it will not necessarily happen, but it's something that we do have to follow. So I do believe that the British pound will raise to 163.30 to 50 at the first days of this week, but then we have to follow. The break above this line could lead all the race to 166 and 170, which is the target of the investors. I just want to remind you. Right, so follow this pair. Interesting moves, interesting things. What about the down move? Well, for the down move, actually, first of all, we have for the long term down move, we have to see daily close below 160, which never happened yet. Right? But for the short down move, you can go for this low and look for a break below this low. But I don't believe it will happen. I actually don't believe it will happen. If we see a retest to these highs, somewhere around 161.90 to 162, it could be an opportunity to buy, maybe even a little higher, because the retest can be not so powerful, and the stop should be actually below this low. So I don't see a down move right now. But as I said before, with all the things happening in Libya and with Muammar Gaddafi, everything could happen. The world is going little crazy during the last period with all the fights on the Middle East. and you have to be careful with that. And just remember it, right? I don't think it will affect the British pound to rise, but I do think it's very important to be cautious. What about the euro? Well, another beautiful pair. I expect the euro to reach 142.50 to 143, which will be this downtrend line here. Let me just, all right. It will be here. I do expect it to reach this level. It's also a resistance here, right? As you can see, right? All this level. It's a critical level area. It was not broken actually long time. Okay. I do expect it to be tested, and I do expect a correction from these levels. Right? The daily chart also confirms that we will have a correction. I do expect the euro to rise more, but we will have a correction. So I recommend actually to look for a potential reversal somewhere between 142.50 and 143.50. Right? Somewhere between 142.50 and 143.50. Why specifically on these levels? Well, just because we are talking about the daily and the weekly chart, the euro is very powerful, and there is no specific level but a specific range. So this range should be taken very carefully, cautious. This is an harmonical pattern on the 1 hour chart, and you can see also. I explained it on Friday actually. You can see also a potential U-turns areas. This one and this one. This one is 142.50 actually. So from these levels we could see the euro retrace, right? All the way to 140. It's possible. I don't think it will happen, but it's possible. Alright? So we're back to the 4 hour charts now, and on the daily, and we can see a great ride on the Bollinger Bands with the with the MACD and the stochastic as well, and the RSI, right? And we can see that the euro could correct a little bit, go all the way to 142.50, 143, somewhere there, right, on this range, and then we will probably see a nice serious correction. So I am bullish for the euro all the way to 142.50, 143.50, somewhere in this range, right? But if you want to ask if a correction is possible for us before the up move, of course it does. Of course it does. We actually have a resistance here, a support here. It could. I don't think it will correct all the way to 140.50, but I do think it will correct a little bit here, somewhere maybe to 140.80, 141 maximum, and will continue to rise. But again, let's see how the week begins. Right? I will update it on the blog, of course, but this is actually my expectations. What about the next interesting pairs? So there is a few more I am looking for. The New Zealandian against the dollar, of course. I'm very bullish for this one, but as I told you on previous weekly reviews, watch for this downtrend line. Once it will be broken, this will be the buy signal. Until then, we have 073.50, 074 as a resistance. All right. The bullish divergence is beginning being created already, but once again it's a powerful resistance line, downtrend line. Let's see once it will be broken, it will be the buy signal. All right, so definitely interesting pair to follow. What about the euro against the British pound? Well, one more interesting pair. It reached the resistance line actually, which I've expected during the last weekly reviews. And now let's see. And now let's see how it will act. I don't have any expectations as for now. I do believe that this level will hold actually, but let's see. I really don't have any ideas as for now. It could continue to ride from this level to 078, 088, sorry, something like that. Could continue on right, and I do see a long correction. But first, let's see how it acts on this level. Quick, powerful break above this downtrend line on the weekly chart also possible. And if it happens, of course, we have bullish signs. All right. So as for now, stay aside for this pair, but watch these levels. Interesting thing. The investor that were down from 077 closed their position break even, so it's a very important update as well. What about the dollar Canadian? Well, interesting pair. I don't have nothing to say. Let's see. This is the actually the downtrend I've been talking about for a few times on my weekly reviews and weekly and daily updates on the forex on my forex blog. This line was broken, right? This line was broken. So can we see another up move from here? Of course. Of course, the RSI still holds above the 50 line, and the stochastic even does not reach the 80 area, the overbought area. So, up move is possible. And if you remember this weekly chart, then actually the parity level or even higher, 101 is the target. So how it will happen, how it will behave, it's only a question of time because of the oil, especially because of the oil and all the speculations from Libya and Muammar Gaddafi. So let's see. But this pair is definitely has good potential to rise up, right? But let's see and be careful because of the speculations from Libya. Remember that Canadian very affected from uh, from the oil speculations. What about more pairs? Well, I have the Australian, another interesting pair I look for. The investors are bullish with a target of 107. Of course, it will not happen quick. We had a powerful down move all the way to the support here during the week, and bam, up all the way rebound. This is how it looked like, as you can see, bam, all the way up. What does it mean? I think it's bullish, but I want to see this resistance being broken first, which is around the parity level, before we can talk about the continuing up. Alright, so I'm still aside from this pair actually. Dollar yen, also crazy situation. We had this triangle being broken, but very dangerous situation to join because of all the Japanese things. This triangle has been retested. So what's next? It could lead easily for the down move, but I am aside. I don't know actually how to translate the this disaster and all the governments involved after this disaster. So actually, I want to concentrate this week on the euro dollar and the British pound dollar. Of course, the New Zealand dollar with the daily downtrend line. These two, the euro and the British pound, are my favorites. The US dollar against the Canadian, also good one. The gold, friends, watch this thing. A close above this downtrend line on the daily chart will lead for another up move on the gold. So I believe the gold will continue to rise as and if this downtrend line will be broken, right? So watch this one. And about the indices, well, let's see the indices. Let's find them. Here we go. Right? Um, well, everything is still bullish, still bearish. Right? Everything is still bearish. A potential correction to 20 moving average. I am talking about the S&P 500, right? S&P 500, and not the rest, because usually what happened on the S&P 500 happens on everything else. So it's a usual situation. So what I say here actually is relevant for the next indices. A potential correction to this resistance and 20 moving average is here, but all looks bearish as for now. All looks bearish as for now. I don't think that this bearish move will stop quickly, and we might see deeper down move. But let's see. I am still bearish. I am still bearish with the recommendation I gave you during the last weeks, actually, to sell the indices. Right? Remember this crab. But of course, don't forget it. It's a weekly chart, so it would take a long while. But I am still bearish as long as this resistance holds, which is actually around 1,300. And some things now about the US dollar index that I promised. Well, if we had any doubts about the downtrend, the uptrend line, well, these doubts actually are behind us all. As you can see, this downtrend line was broken here, and actually we now follow the potential retest for this downtrend line, this uptrend line, sorry, and then probably the US dollar will continue to lose its power. And I do expect this divergence will affect, but it will happen later from my point of view and not immediately as it looks like. I do believe we will see continuing something like it happened here on 2009, something like that. So definitely the world is still and yet against the US dollar. Probably and possibly we will see the US dollar continue to lose its power slowly, slowly, and slowly more. Maybe all the way to till May and June, um, exactly when Bernanke's helping program will come to its final end. So that's actually my expectation from the US dollars index, right? So I don't have actually nothing to add. These are my expectations, friends. I'm concentrated with the euro dollar, British pound dollar, dollar Canadian, and the New Zealand to follow. And actually, the euro British pound to follow as well. All the rest, I prefer to stay out. There are a few things that it might happen as a correction on the euro Australian with this resistance, as a up continuing of the up move of this British pound against the Australian, all the way to 167 at least. But as I said on my daily update on Thursday, actually, I recommended to buy this pair with the break. So there are a few more things, but I want to see how the week is opening, and then I will update you, of course, on my blog. So you just make sure you follow the blog, and that's all. Friends, thank you very much. I wish you a good week, for you and your families, profitable trades. I will please follow the blog because I will update this week as we have many interesting things that possibly will happen. And many other pairs I didn't talk about because I want to see how they behave at the beginning of the week, and then I will update. You also invited to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Watch me on Vladimir Ribakov. Of course, my Skype, Vladimir Point Ribakov. Um, so that's all. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you a great week. Goodbye.